We back, baby. We talk footy. Podcast all about football. Thanks for all the love and support on the first episodes. Keep sharing, keep liking, keep commenting. Share it on all social media platforms, guys. Help us grow. If you love the videos that we've been dropping. A lot to talk about today. A lot of good things to cover. So we're going to start off first. Shocking news out of Bayern, out of Munich, Germany. If y'all don't know, Nagelsmann, ex-coach now of Bayern, got fired like, 2-3 days ago?
Nah, it was like,
or 2 days ago?
Around there.
Absolutely got fired out of nowhere. I mean, I woke up, I was on Instagram, and then I saw pretty much the news on Instagram, and I was like, damn. It shook me because Bayern right now, I mean, they're undefeated in the Champions League.
8-0, yeah.
They've played Barcelona, they've played Inter Milan, they've played PSG, and they absolutely dominated all of them. PSG probably gave them a fight. Second leg, not so much. Inter Milan wasn't really too much of a fight when it was in the group stage. So, undefeated in the Champions League. I think they're 1 point behind Borussia Dortmund right now in the Bundesliga.
Yep. And then, I don't know if you heard, but the next league game for Bayern is against Dortmund.
Really?
That's the first game that the new coach, Thomas Tuchel, is going to be on the sideline for.
Yeah, Thomas Tuchel, ex-Chelsea coach. I like Tuchel.
Yep.
I like Thomas. He's a good coach. He's won with PSG when he was there. He's won with Chelsea when he was there. And I can see him going down the same path with Bayern. He's definitely going to bring in some trophies. But how do you feel, man? How do you feel about that news? Did you expect Bayern to fire Nagelsmann?
No, I didn't think they. I don't know why they fired him. I mean, yeah, they're a point behind Dortmund in the league. They're undefeated in the Champions League. His percentage win is just like 84% or something like that. I really don't understand. I mean, yeah, you've had a couple games, but I mean, every coach goes through that throughout the season.
Yeah.
Either they're good enough to come back and, win.
I think I was reading, people in the comment section, who really knows exactly what was going on behind closed doors? Maybe there was some kind of dispute going on between him and the board. A lot of things could happen. I feel like, I don't know, but Bayern definitely took a big chance, right? They took a big chance to fire the coach right now when we're more than halfway through the season. We're like 3/4 over the season now. It's only like 12 games left of league. Only maybe, you're in the quarterfinals right now, the Champions League. If you make it all the way to the final, you're still looking at about another 5 games in Champions League. So roughly around 20 games left for teams right now competing in European competitions. And you look at Bayern's teams that they're about to play against: Man City, a hard team in the Champions League, going up against Pep Guardiola's side. And like you said, they're about to play Borussia Dortmund in the league. Mm-hmm. They're 1 point behind.
League leaders.
These last 12 to 13 league games for them, it's pretty much going to be like a final because, Borussia Dortmund are there. Now that they got eliminated, now Borussia Dortmund can fully focus on just straight up winning the league.
Yep.
So it's kind of crazy. They fire their coach right now. I feel like Bayern have really big games coming up that will determine how their season went pretty much. And to fire Nagelsmann and bring in someone like Thomas Tuchel, it's a ballsy move from Bayern.
But now this is a question. Do you think Thomas Tuchel will win the Champions League with this Bayern team? Or do you think he will come up short? Because we do go back again. I feel like if both Bayern and Madrid pass, they play each other in the semis.
That's going to be a hard game. I don't know, man. Now it's tough because I don't know, man. It's tough right now. I think that Bayern are going to be okay just because Bayern is Bayern, and the squad that they have, the players that they have are elite players.
True.
Yeah, they're going to be playing under a new coach now, different tactics, but I feel like because we're already so deep into the season, I feel like right now changing a coach, it is going to take some effect, but I don't think it should throw them off completely. I don't think Bayern are going to just start losing every game. I don't think they're going to play too much different from the way that they've been playing all season long, just because I think it would be smart for them to continue playing how they were playing. Obviously, they're not going to because now they got a different coach. He's going to change
formation-wise, yeah.
Maybe the players he picks are going to be different. I don't know. It might throw them off a little bit, but if I was the players, I would continue doing and continue playing how you've been playing, if not better. That's if Thomas can bring that out of them right now. And we all know Thomas. Thomas Tuchel is a very good coach. Like I said, he's won things with Chelsea. He's won things with PSG. I don't think he won the Champions League with PSG. I know he made it to the final against Bayern, and they lost. They lost that one. And then he did win with Chelsea against Tottenham, or was it Man City?
Chelsea
in the final, right?
Kai Havertz scored.
Yeah, it was. So he won the Champions League with Chelsea the following year after he had made the final with PSG. So I don't know. He's a great coach. I mean, and like I said, Bayern have a good squad. I can still see Bayern making it to the finals of the Champions League, to be honest.
Do you think they'll win the league?
The league might be
more complicated.
Yeah. I feel like the league is going to be more complicated. But it all really depends on how Bayern's board see it. I mean, Bayern pretty much have won the league 10 years straight.
Basically.
10 years straight they've won the league. Champions League, they make it far, but they haven't made... Well, I guess the last time they won it was in 2020. So it's been, 2-3 years now. So I feel like Bayern should focus more on Champions League for sure.
Nah, I'm with you on that. I feel like, Bayern will be fine. Just give them like 2 games. No, they don't even have 2 games. Like a game to get used to what Thomas Tuchel's game plan is, and formation wise, he plays a 5 at the back with wing backs and then 3 center backs. So that's what Tuchel plays. So I don't know how it's gonna look. I don't know if it's gonna be Cancelo gonna play that, or Pavard, or whoever. I just feel like it's gonna be a good test for Bayern in a whole. But yeah. We'll see what happens. I feel like he will win. I feel like they'll win the league, but I don't know about Champions League. I feel like Champions League will be a tough one, especially if they meet Madrid in the semifinals, because anything can happen in that semifinals. We can all be like, oh yeah, Madrid's gonna win, but then I don't know where Chelsea just fucking drops a fucking bang of 2 games and GG.
I don't know. I don't really see Chelsea doing too much. Honestly, I feel like if Chelsea don't make it through against Real Madrid, I feel like they should probably start looking into a new manager. I mean, Porter, he hasn't done too much this season, and even with the squad that they have, they still haven't done anything, man. They haven't done anything. They're still playing the same way. They definitely lack a striker. I just don't see Chelsea doing anything up against Real Madrid. I feel like they'll play good. They might create chances for sure, but they lack that striker. They lack that player to finish the chances. So I don't really see Chelsea doing too much. But I said it in the last video. If y'all haven't watched that, we did a early Champions League prediction where we gave our thoughts on the teams that we're going to go through to the semifinals and who we think is going to win the whole thing. And I said it was going to be Bayern in the final against Napoli. So even even with the change of the coach, like I said, it was a big shock. I can still see Bayern making it to the final just based on the players that they have alone. So yeah, but all luck to Tuchel because he's a great manager. I think any team who has him is lucky to have a guy like that. Definitely, I always say that I would love everyone to go to Barcelona, but he would be good for Barcelona too. I would like to have him there just because he's very good when it comes down to European competitions. He's proved it. So I feel like Bayern now with him, who knows, man? Do you feel like they're gonna be even more of a team, even more of a scarier team now under him?
Yeah, I feel like because he knows what like you said, he knows his ball, so he knows how to play them and all that stuff. So he's won Champions Leagues. He's won leagues. I'm pretty sure he's won a league or a cup. So it's like just him being at Bayern, and then if Bayern gets good players in the summer window, it'll be also very good too. So we'll see. But I feel like good pickup, but unnecessary. Like you said, 3/4 into the fucking season, it's almost over.
I would have waited till the summertime.
Yeah, and then you would have gotten him. But maybe Bayern was scared because I did hear that Tuchel was linked to the likes of Madrid and other teams around, and I think PSG too. I don't know, but there's been teams that he's been linked to. So maybe Bayern just got him because they wanted him, but they didn't want to wait.
Another news. Now that we're talking about the managers here, I'm pretty sure you saw that Carlo Ancelotti might be manager of Brazil, or I saw Vinicius talking in an interview or something like that, where he said he feels like Ancelotti would like to coach Brazil. And I don't know, man, if that were to happen, I think that would be a great move for Brazil.
I don't know.
Like, that would be insane, because isn't this Ancelotti's last season, or is that just been rumors?
No, his contract ends this season. Yeah.
Has he came out and said anything about it? Like, does he want to leave? Or
there's been rumors that he's been told that he's gonna leave and stuff, but nothing really official, I guess. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I feel like if he does go to Brazil, it's gonna be really weird because there's coaches that can coach international teams, and then there's coaches that can only coach club teams.
Yeah.
And I don't think Ancelotti, no offense, love the guy, he's won Champions Leagues and leagues everywhere he's gone, but I don't think he's up there with international wise. That's just my opinion. Like, he probably will prove me wrong, but I just think him is better for a club.
It is a new challenge for him, obviously. Like you said, I think as far as club level, he's won league titles, he's won champions, he's won domestic cups with teams. He's pretty much won a lot of trophies, a lot of major trophies. So I think it would be a good challenge for him, going from club level to international level now. And, international level is definitely a whole different ballpark. Yeah. And I think if Brazil were to actually have a manager like him, then I feel like Brazil could actually be a contender in the World Cup or Copa America. They're always a contender in Copa America because just the teams that are in there. There's tough teams, but Brazil's talent, the players that they have is too much compared to other countries. And I was thinking about that the other day on how Brazil has all this talent, and they play good, but they always seem to choke against teams, against games that they should win. They end up losing, and it's kind of crazy because of, like I said, all the players that they have. But yet when, like in the World Cup, they lost to Croatia when I feel like they could have made the semifinals or even the finals with the team that they had.
Yeah. And
and they played good against Croatia. It's just they didn't take their chances. The goalkeeper for Croatia, who is it? I forgot his name, but I know he had like crazy amount of saves that game and stuff like that. So Brazil could have, actually been in the semifinal, or they could have even made the final in the World Cup.
I think the semifinal would have been Argentina and Brazil. That would have been a crazy game.
That would have been a crazy game.
We got robbed of I don't say robbed, but I mean Croatia deserved to win and they won fairly. It was like
Brazil deserved to win, but Croatia ended up winning. Football is not about who deserves to win. It's about the team who wins, and it's about the team who took the chances, and that's exactly what Croatia did. I mean, if you saw the game, they attacked, but they definitely didn't attack as much as Brazil. Yes. I'll text you.
But yeah, no, I feel like Brazil will be.
And I forgot where I was at, but yeah, I mean, Brazil, they have a good team, man. I mean, Copa America, they lost to Argentina. The World Cup in Russia, I think they lost to Belgium in the quarterfinals. They came up short. I don't know, but if Ancelotti was really to go to Brazil, then that would be a good pickup for Brazil, and I think I could possibly see Brazil winning an international trophy, whether it be Copa America or a World Cup. I'll definitely see Brazil winning some trophies. I can possibly even see them getting up there and becoming a team like Spain, when Spain was from 2008 to 2012, when they were like on top for those 4 years.
That's a go-to team right there.
That was a go-to team. Right now, I feel like France is that team.
Yeah, France is disgusting.
France
4-0 to the Netherlands the other night.
Yeah, wow. 4-0, 2 goals, Mbappe, Griezmann, and I forgot who the other guy was.
McConnell, right?
Yeah. There you go.
But that Griezmann Mbappe link is
it's crazy,
deadly, man.
All the players that France have. Yeah, in France, they won the 2018 World Cup. They didn't win the Euro because Italy won that. But then they came back and made a final of a World Cup. They made Argentina all the way to the penalties. They could have won that one. It could have gone either way.
Yeah.
And look at them now after the World Cup. After making a final, they're thrashing. They thrashed the Netherlands 4-0. And they have a solid team. I can see France being a top team for another 2-3 years. So right now, we had that Spain team, and it's gonna take a lot for France to win 3 major competitions in a row like that Spain team did. But with the talent that they have, I can compare them to that Spain team. I feel like that France team is up there. Who, France?
You think they can do it? Run the 3-peat?
Yeah, I think
Spain.
I don't know. I can see them. I can see them winning the Nations League or the Euro, because I think the Nations League is the qualifier for the Euro.
Yeah, for the Euro. Yeah.
I can see them winning the Euro next year.
Is it the Euro this year?
No, it's 2024. Yeah, because the Nations just started. They just got done playing the first game, so it's not till next year. But for them to three-peat, I think the best chance that they had was, I feel like they had to win the Euro last year or 2 years ago when Italy won it against England. I feel like if France would have won that one, they would have won the World Cup. Then they would have won the Euro, and then they would have been in the final of the World Cup that just happened in 2022. So that was their closest chance to doing a three-peat, but they didn't. They only won the World Cup in 2018. But still, even then, I think France is still a very top team, dude.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
And there's a lot of other nations coming up, but I think Argentina is also up there for sure, because they just won, and the players that they have right now, they're young too. They have good players.
I feel like the only teams, in my opinion, right now that are dominant, in my opinion, is Argentina and France.
For right now, yeah.
You really can't see another international team and be like, hey, they are fucking very good. They have good players, don't get me wrong. But, I mean, you could put Portugal right there, close to them, with the good talent they have. Leao, João Felix, Bernardo Silva.
True, but...
And then you can also put, what was that team's name? I wasn't gonna say, Belgium. Belgium is good, but they're declining.
I don't know. I think Belgium, they're a good team, but I don't think they're a top team. Not like France or Argentina.
So let's
not
say
even like Brazil.
Your ranking right now, if you would be the FIFA World Ranking right now, who would be your top 5?
Top 1, top 5. It would have to be. I would pick Argentina first, just because they won the World Cup recently. I would pick Argentina, France, England. Yeah, England. Because, and the only reason I put England in there is because they just beat Italy 2-1. They have good players, young players as well. But the thing about England is that they're still missing a good coach to make the right calls and the right, to pick the right team.
Yep.
And I also think they're still missing 1 or 2 good defenders and maybe another good midfielder.
Yeah.
But apart from that, I think England has a good team. They have what they need to be a top contender, but they're still missing a couple things. But I'll definitely put them up there. I would also put, man, this is tough.
Because there's really no other, like, I guess you could say Belgium, but Belgium is, okay. You could put Portugal in there. I know you
Portugal, yeah. Portugal, I can put Portugal there too. They had a good World Cup. It's just they couldn't beat Morocco. And Morocco, they deserve to make the semifinals, and they surprised a lot of people. But I think if you rerun that game between Portugal and Morocco, Portugal will definitely beat Morocco this time around.
Yeah.
And it's only been like 3 months since the World Cup, and I think Portugal will definitely beat Morocco now. So I think that Portugal also can be up there.
Who would be number 5?
I could see Brazil being there. Brazil lost to Croatia, in the World Cup, but Brazil still have good players. I mean, they played good during the World Cup as well. It's just unlucky against Croatia, GG's. But I think Brazil would also be another contender for me because it's just the players that they have, and they're young too. So
I feel like I would go Argentina, France, Brazil, Portugal. 5th, I don't know. 5th is between Croatia and England. England just doesn't convince me because their coach is just shit.
Yeah, the coach
is bad. It's very bad. But Croatia's like, damn, you took out Brazil, which Brazil's, in my opinion, is rated number 3. How am I not gonna put Croatia in there? So yeah, I'll put Croatia.
And Croatia, really, they're a solid team. I mean, fuck, they went to the final in 2018 World Cup.
Lost to France.
They lost to France in the final. I don't know how they did in the Euro because I didn't watch the Euro when the year Italy won it. I don't know how they did there. I think they might have made semifinals. Actually, I can see that up real quick. But then I know in last World Cup they made semifinals.
Yeah.
So in the World Cups, Croatia in the last 2 World Cups, they've made semifinal and the final. Yeah. So that's good. And they beat teams, pretty big teams too.
Like Brazil.
Yeah.
And then I thought Brazil was gonna run through them.
Yeah, they beat Brazil in penalties. They I know in Russia they beat Argentina that year as well. Thrashed Argentina actually in the group stage.
Totally forgot about that.
Yeah, they did really well against them. They got thrashed by France, but they still managed to score 2 goals against France in the final. So big ups to them. Came 3rd place.
Yeah, but apart from that, I feel like them over England would be a good fit, to be honest, because...
To be honest, yeah, Croatia over England. I still pick England, though, because of the players that they have, but...
I think England just needs to get a better coach, and they'll be better.
Yeah, they're still missing a couple players there, for sure.
Rashford didn't go. Who else? I know Rashford didn't go because he was an injury.
Rashford was injured?
Yeah, so he didn't go. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's just crazy how all these good teams or all these young superstars and all that, and it's hard to choose who you think is going to be good because everybody's good these days. It's always a surprise.
Dude, I'm okay now that I'm looking at the Euro. It was in 21 when Italy won it, and Croatia lost actually in the round of 16 to Spain, but that game went 5-3. That's when it went into extra time.
I remember that game. That game was good.
Yeah, dude. I think Croatia tied it up at like the 92nd minute, and then they went into extra time, and that's when Morata and Osiris Zavala.
Oyarzabal.
Yeah, that's when he scored. I remember watching that. I wanted Spain, obviously, but still, Croatia, good players, good team, man. Especially for a small country that they are. But yeah, I think those would be my top 5. I'd put England though. Aaron here said he would definitely pick Croatia over England. England just doesn't convince him that much, and they still got a lot of work to do. But yeah, also in other international games that happen, because right now we got the Nations League going on. Belgium won. Lukaku hits a hat trick, kind of silences his haters, you would say, after that.
Yeah.
After such a shit World Cup performance from him, or do you still think Lukaku is? What do you think about Lukaku?
I feel like Lukaku is a little bit like Morata. They go to different teams and they perform better over there. When he went to Inter, they won the league and they performed very well. He was very good. Him and Lautaro Martinez up top were a deadly duo.
Yeah, that was a great season.
But then he comes back to Chelsea, back to England, which I feel like it was hard for him because he was so used to Italian football where it wasn't as difficult as it is in Prem. So I feel like that stumbled him, and that's what like made him downfall and all that. Just not starting. You miss sitters, you miss really good chances to score, and if you can't make them, then you're gonna get benched. But then again, Chelsea's basically all strikers were cold that year, so I feel like
Chelsea just hasn't had good luck with strikers, really, in like
since
years.
Drogba.
Since Drogba, yeah, pretty much. Or actually, I remember Diego Costa was a pretty good striker for Chelsea when he was there.
I think they won the league with him there.
Yeah, he was definitely good. But apart from Drogba and then Costa, I mean, I can't really remember another striker after that
Nino Torres. He was decent.
He was alright. He was better at Atletico Madrid.
Yeah, and Liverpool.
Yeah.
But yeah, do I think Lukaku's back? No. I think Lukaku is just, hopefully for his sake and for his own he starts scoring at Inter and he gets more playing time. But I think Lukaku's time, just like the whole Belgium team, I think their golden age golden era is done.
And honestly, and even during their golden era, Belgium
Never did anything.
They didn't really accomplish anything. They didn't do anything. I mean, they had a good World Cup in Russia, knocking out Brazil, making it, I think, let me see here real quick.
2018?
Yeah, in Russia.
Then they lose to Argentina.
In 2018, they lost to France 1-0 in the semifinals.
Yeah.
That year right there, that was the best that Belgium did, or as the best. Yeah, pretty much. The biggest accomplishment Belgium got was, I think, making it to a semifinals in the World Cup, and that was in 2018. Apart from that, Belgium hasn't really done much. I mean, Lukaku's getting old. De Bruyne, I mean, he's still class, but he's getting up there. I mean, they still got good players though.
Yeah, but like the likes of Hazard, who retired.
Yeah, Yannick Carrasco is he's all right. He's still okay.
Trossard from.
I mean, he's a young one. He's doing good for Arsenal this season. Not bad. But I mean, apart from that, dude,
they really Belgium, have nobody.
Yeah.
Yeah, their golden era is over, and I feel like that's washed up. Like I said, look at 44 games and he only scored 15 goals
at Chelsea.
And then look at his Inter days, 95 and he scored 64. That's crazy, man.
But that was back in 1921 season for Lukaku. Right now, he's on loan at Inter right now, and he's played 19 games, only scoring 5 goals. So he's definitely gone down. I mean, I even forgot he was at Manchester United. But, when he was at Man United, he did good. Goes to Inter Milan, he does good. Goes to Chelsea, doesn't do good. And then he goes back to Inter Milan, which he's there now, and seems like he's struggling to score goals.
I feel like it's also been injured. I think he's been injured, but still, like...
Yeah, and then confidence. Confidence has been all the way down. I'm pretty sure him missing like 4 sitters against Croatia in the World Cup, kind of also brought his confidence all the way down as well. So, yeah, Belgium, and the crazy thing about it is that, you'd be seeing like FIFA come out with their rankings, which I think it's pretty bullshit. But, they always have Belgium in the top 5 or top 3 teams, always.
Yeah.
And I always sit there and wonder, like, why is FIFA putting Belgium here? Like, dude.
And it's always like crazy ones too. They put them above Brazil, which I feel like Brazil right now is top 3 in the world.
Brazil?
Yeah. I feel like it's Argentina, France, and Brazil. Those top 3. And then you've got Portugal and then Croatia, like I said. So it's like crazy how Belgium is still in the top 5. I don't even think they're top 5.
Nah,
they'll probably be
not.
top 10, but not top 5. So
definitely not top 5.
I don't know. I feel like that they won't do much in the Euros if they do when they do qualify.
Yeah.
Then we got France winning 4-0 to a good Netherlands team.
First game for Ronald Koeman.
All right, back.
Yeah,
he's back.
He's back. Louis van Gaal is finally out of there, which never really liked him. But yeah, Ronald Koeman is back. He's a good manager for sure. And I don't know. I mean, he started off bad, but then again, you are playing France, so they're a very top team.
And that was Mbappe's first game as captain?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mbappe's first game as a captain. Griezmann, who's been a veteran, who's been with the team for a while, got snubbed, and they gave it to Mbappe. A lot of people were having mixed feelings. A lot of people were mad because of, I guess, the impact that Griezmann brings to the national team, and because he's a veteran there. But a lot of people are also happy for Mbappe because, I mean, if you look at Messi and Ronaldo when they became captains of their team, international, Messi was 23 or 24. Same thing with Ronaldo. He was 23, 24. Yeah, so I think France manager, what's his name? Deschamps. I feel like, we all know Mbappe is a class player. He has everything to be the best player in the world. And I think he saw that opportunity and was like, okay, I can kind of see him going down the same path as like a Ronaldo or a Messi. Let me give him the captain armband right now. Let me give him a shot. He basically put France on his back in the 2022 World Cup. So why not give him a shot? Messi, Ronaldo did it at a young age.
Why don't you give it him?
Give Mbappe a shot, and then make Griezmann like the secondary
captain.
For sure. But I think it's a good move from France. I think Mbappe, this is definitely gonna mature him more as a player. I feel like
very mature.
Definitely has to mature more now that you're a captain of a whole country, pretty much, and especially a country like France, who expects the best, who expects to be in semifinals and finals all the time. But yeah, good for them.
The other games, I know Colombia tied 2-2.
2-2, saw that game.
I know they were down 2-0 at one point.
Yeah,
came back.
Same thing, that's my team right there. Colombia right now is looking like the first half they come out playing scared, or they play nervous, or the defense makes silly mistakes. I was watching this game against Korea, and Korea has a good team, especially with the player like Son. He's amazing. Everyone's seen him play at Tottenham. He's good. And I was watching that game, and the first goal that Son scored in like 10 minutes was because our left back, literally, he tried passing it to the middle, like, and he passed it in the midfield, right? And Son was pretty much there, intercepted it. Goalkeeper was like not even standing in between the post. Damn. He was like on the side. So, you know, it's a silly mistake from our left back, kind of gifted them a goal. But Colombia is looking like a second half team, because in the second half they came out and scored 2 goals to tie it up real quick in like 5 minutes. Basically what they did against Mexico when they played like before the World Cup.
Yeah,
you know,
they came back and
in the second half. You know, Colombia in the second half in 5 minutes basically tied it against Mexico 2-2. So I don't know, Colombia missed the World Cup, which was pretty surprising. They have good players, they have young teams. I just think right now is Colombia's kind of going through an experiment right now where they're bringing in all these new players now to the team. And, you know, the coach is new as well, and he's still experimenting. He's still trying out players in different formations. And I think right now is perfect that they're doing that, because, you know, they missed the World Cup. It sucks.
Do you think they'll be in the next World Cup?
I think they will, yes. I think they'll be in the next World Cup for sure.
Yeah, I think they'll be a dark horse. In my opinion, they'll be a dark horse, because I just feel like
they
have a very good team.
And like Colombia, they are a dark horse. I mean, they have a good team. They still lack a good coach. I mean, they did have Beckerman, which was a great coach, but he's left now. He was old. I feel like they need another young, good coach. And I feel like they need to just find the right lineup to play. And that's pretty much it. They just need the right lineup, man, because they got good ballers right now, man. And they've always been a dark horse, because in 2014 World Cup in Brazil, they lost to Brazil in the quarterfinals. And that was the first World Cup Colombia made in like 14 years.
Yeah, wasn't it like 1-0 or something like that? It was a close game.
It was 2-1.
It went an extra time, right?
No, it didn't. It should have, because that's, you know, Yepes, our defender, scored a goal, but it didn't get counted, because I forgot exactly what happened. But we lost to them in the quarterfinals. In 2018 Russia, we lost to England in penalties in the quarterfinals as well. You know, Colombia made the quarterfinals again against England, and they made it all the way to penalties, and Colombia messed it up in the penalties. In Copa America, the year that Argentina won, it was Argentina-Colombia in the semifinals, and that's how Argentina made it to the final, because they beat us in penalties. Yeah. So if you look at Colombia in major trophies, they do all right. Yeah. You know, they don't do bad. They make quarterfinals or they make the semifinals. The only thing with them is that they're very inconsistent.
Yeah,
they're very inconsistent. You know, and
but you would have thought, like, by the second time that you went to penalties, it's like, let's practice more.
Yeah,
penalties.
Exactly.
Or make that like
they're not good at penalties.
Yeah, make that like a staple of training. Like after the training session, just 2 penalties.
Yeah. See, their penalties, they're not good, and they're a very inconsistent team. That's a problem with Colombia.
Yeah, but I feel like they'll do good. They'll be a good team next World Cup.
Yeah, they definitely have a good team. I mean, same with Uruguay has a good team, but they tied against Japan. But, you know, Japan, I think, surprised everybody in the World Cup.
Very good.
Beating the teams that they beat, Spain, Germany, went all the way to penalties against Croatia.
Lost.
They lost because, you know, they're not good at penalties either. You know, they missed all their penalties. But it'll be. And look, they managed to tie against Uruguay 1-1.
Yeah, Japan's a very good team. No matter what you see, like, you always think, oh, Japan's not going to do good. Or, like, if they get in a difficult group, they always come out no matter what. Like, somehow, some way, they're always in the next round of the World Cup.
It's kind of like they kind of have that confidence that you know, they want to win, so they always give it their all every single game, no matter what. And it kind of reminds me of a Real Madrid team when it comes down to, like, them and champions. You know, that will to keep going, and the confidence to know that, all right, guys, like, yeah, we may be losing right now, but we have whatever it takes to tie the game or even take it to extra time. And, you know, and they keep fighting, man. They keep pushing. They're not a team who sits back. You know, they don't sit back and defend. Japan, they always be trying to go on the attack. And Japan, over the last years, yeah, man, their confidence has grown. And I think after the World Cup, it's been even more so for them. especially with the great World Cup that they had.
Yeah.
So big ups to Japan. Uruguay also has a very, very good team. They've kind of fell off over the last couple years, especially with their players now getting older, like Suarez and Cavani. You know, they're getting older now. They're about to have to leave, but
you got Darwin Nunez.
Yeah, but you got Darwin Nunez now. You got Federico Valverde, who scored a goal. Araujo, which is a good defender.
Betancourt.
Yeah,
they got some good players.
They got some good players, but the last couple years they've been lacking. They've been playing a lot with their veteran players, and it's, you know, now they're kind of going through a transition, just like Colombia, where you got young players coming into the team and kind of just finding the right players in the right lineup and just a little modifications, and you'll definitely see Uruguay being another top contender in the World Cup. Because, man, I remember that 2010 World Cup that they had, and they did great, man. I won't forget. They lost to the Netherlands in 2010 in South Africa, but I know they had a good squad. That's when Forlan was playing.
That was Forlan.
Suarez was there. Cavani,
the goalkeeper.
Yeah, he was there.
Godin, I know that Godin was there.
Yeah, Godin was there too. Felipe Luis.
No, I think that's...
Oh, he was Brazilian. Never mind. He was Brazilian. But yeah, Godin. Miranda. Was Miranda Brazilian or was
Miranda's Brazilian too?
Dang, I remember Miranda. I'm just thinking about the Atletico squad because they had
Jimenez, the one that plays for Atleti. He's Uruguayan.
Oh yeah, he's
Uruguayan. But they got a good team. I feel like Uruguay will be a top contender next World Cup.
Yeah, for sure.
And in the what's it called? Copa America that's happening next year. I mean.
Yeah, which is it happening here in the States?
Yep, it's gonna be here because I know Mexico, Canada, and USA are all involved since they don't have to play qualifiers for the World Cup. So yeah, but I feel like that's gonna be very, very good. I know there's some changes on the FIFA World Cup format.
Oh yes, for the
next World Cup that's coming up in 2026. It's going to be here in Canada, US, and Mexico.
Yep, all of North America is going to have games going on, and
it's kind of
trying to see it right now because
I kind of think it's pretty dumb in my opinion.
You think so? I think I've seen both sides. I've definitely seen both sides, like people who do like it versus obviously the people who don't like it. I think it's gonna be good just because it gives more teams a chance to basically fight. You know, it gives more countries a chance to actually make it to a final. It doesn't happen all the time. I mean, Morocco was a dark horse last World Cup and they made it pretty far. Yeah, you know, they didn't win a lot. Yeah, they only won like 1-0 and stuff like that, but still I feel like it gives smaller countries, smaller teams a chance to make it far. And you know, you can always have surprises. Yeah,
like I'm saying, like look, it says expand to 40 teams,
8 groups of 5 teams,
88 matches.
88 matches, dude.
10 groups of 4 teams.
Yeah, dude. That's a lot. It's a lot.
It's crazy, man.
16 different cities that are going to be up for games to go down on. 16 different cities. That's a lot of cities, man.
A lot.
That's a lot, usually. And that's because they're, like I said, they're having it in North America, Canada, America.
It's going to be more here in the US. That's what I feel like. Because I know there's a couple of Canada's stadiums. I know one of them is Toronto. I know Vancouver as well because they have a fucking soccer team. I feel like those are the 2 that are going to happen. And then Mexico, I think it's Mexico City, La Azteca. Then it's Monterrey's Liga, the BBVA.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've heard about that one.
And then I know there's a couple more. I know it's maybe Toluca's I forgot. They call it the Bombonera. The red one, Nemesio Diaz or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, it's pretty much it. And then I think in the U.S. it's gonna be. I know Atlanta's one.
Yeah, Atlanta's
Cali's one. Dallas. I mean, Texas in general.
Yeah, Texas has to be
Chicago,
New York. Yeah, Chicago as well.
So there's
Florida probably.
Yeah, most likely.
Miami, you know.
You got Inter down there. You got Orlando FC. Yeah. So I feel like it's gonna be a good World Cup. I want to see the new format and see how they actually do play because that's a very expanded.
Guadalajara is there, Dallas, Monterrey, New York, New Jersey, Toronto. If you want to talk about Vancouver as well.
Seattle, that's surprising. I didn't expect Seattle.
Seattle, yeah. San Francisco Bay. Damn. Atlanta, Boston. Yeah, you got some big cities here in America for any people who are from America and they love the sport. And I think it's going to be great, man. I hope there's some good games here in Atlanta. That's where we're from, because I would love to go see a nice international game. You know, I haven't.
Because that's the only game that's on this side of that's close. I mean,
close to us. I mean, obviously
Miami.
Atlanta and then Miami would be the only two. But even Miami is like a pretty far of a drive.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind going to good old Toronto and catch a game. I know. I'm pretty sure Canada's playing up there.
Yeah,
for sure.
God, they got to play up there. They have to, and USA has to play in
big cities like Cali, Dallas.
Yeah, they're probably. I'm pretty sure they'll play in like New York or Miami.
Yeah,
or San Francisco.
There's gonna be some good games. I know for sure. I feel like the groups will be more interesting, but
yeah, that's gonna be great, man. Because I enjoyed the Copa America Centenario.
When Chile, was it Chile? Yeah,
Chile won against Argentina, but I mean they played it here in America, and you know there was Mexico popular. Was in there, USA was in there. I forgot what other country they invited.
Wasn't it like Japan?
Yeah, I think it was. They invited some Asian country to come participate. That's what I like about Copa America. Sometimes and it's more money. You know, it's more money involved. I don't know about you, but I don't really like Copa Oro because I feel like Copa Oro is
too easy.
It's too easy. It's basically the same thing. There's no comp.
Well, now it's probably Canada, Mexico, and US. Who's gonna get to the final?
Yeah, but
it's not that much competition, honestly.
There's more competition in the African and AFCON than there is in Copa Oro and in CONCACAF. Yeah, you know, it's sad to say, but I mean, CONCACAF, I think just they don't have. Yeah, it's going down, and that's why I think it's smart that I guess Copa America and CONMEBOL is kind of bringing in teams from CONCACAF. It gives the CONCACAF teams tougher opponents.
Yeah,
which it's a great fucking idea for teams like USA, Mexico, and Canada.
Yeah,
you know, these teams are coming up. Mexico has always had it easy. You know, if Mexico wants to be great, they got to be playing against the best. And exactly. I know Mexico has what it takes to beat the best. The only thing about them is
they don't play the best.
They don't play strong teams.
They don't have the experience.
Yeah.
That's when it comes to World Cup time. That's why I feel like they lack getting into that fucking fifth game that we always want to get to. That's why we don't get there, because I feel like the opponent.
Yeah.
You play like the likes of Brazil. You only play them maybe once a year.
Or you play a big European team and
exactly, and you lose, and you
lose.
Good.
It's
like the closest, like you said, we've gotten was, I think it was 2014 against Netherlands, and the whole Robin penalty.
No era penal.
Yeah, so I feel like since then Mexico has just downfalled completely. And you know, I know we can get into this now and more into depth of
for sure
how Mexico's coach. My opinion, I feel like is the wrong choice. Just my opinion. Most people would agree, but
where is he from?
He's Argentinian. His name is Diego Coca. I just feel like it was a bad, pickup. I feel like there was more qualified coaches that were available and that would be able to take that reign and take Mexico to the greatest potential. We beat Suriname 2-0, but we even fucking struggled against them.
Really?
Yeah. So it's like Mexico just needs to play tougher opponents, like you said. And I feel like if they can do it this time around with this coach, then I feel like Mexico itself will hopefully in the 2026 World Cup will get past the infamous fifth game and go to that stage and
get to the fucking quarterfinals.
Yeah,
or semifinals.
Something like that. Like, I'd rather do that. But you go back to the same thing. I feel like if this coach has one thing to do is get Mexico back to where they were a couple years when like Gio was there, Prime Chicharo too. He was at United playing there.
Guardado, Héctor Herrera.
Yes, exactly. And then you have
you had a good Rafa Marquez in the defense.
The fucking El Kaiser. So it's just things like that.
You got El Chucky there, who's a good player as well. Raúl Jiménez. Yeah, he's fell off, but he was good at some point in his career. And I think like Mexico's also lacked, I guess, they're a good manager, because I think the last good coach you guys had was when what was his name was there? He's like short.
Piojo?
Yeah,
the whole
he got fired because he yelled or he like pushed a journalist or something like that, and he got fired pretty much. And I think he won the Copa Oro that year.
Yeah, he won the Copa Oro. We that's the year that the whole penalty controversy with Robin. That was his last year. That was the World Cup where they came back and he was ever since he left. I think Mexico hasn't had the right coach in charge. They've lacked that. Also, the fact that they haven't even brought their best players into the team either, because you got really good Mexican players, but they don't come and play for the national team. It's always the same guys. And right now, that midfield, and there's some guys in Mexico that they're old now, like Guardado, Well, I mean, he didn't go this time, nor did Héctor Herrera. So
but players like that, it's like, dude, their time's up. It's time to bring in
new young
players in, and they also need tougher opponents. It's hard, and it's gonna be hard. It might take a while, but with this new coach, we'll see how Mexico does. If Mexico can make it far in Copa America next year, then I guess it'll kind of give people hey, this is the new Mexico. This is what we're capable of now.
I feel like the test that he has is, I feel like, against Canada and US. If he can win those games, or even play well but tie. Obviously, we want the win, but if we have to tie but we play well, then I guess he'll pass the test. But like you said, the main test is against next season when the Copa America comes around, because I feel like that itself is, like you said, tougher opponents.
Tough competition.
Even if it's Bolivia, basically, well, to you, maybe not. It's more easier because you guys you're used to playing that. But I feel like Mexico and US and Canada will struggle against these like low tier teams in CONMEBOL, and well, that's the real test. Can you beat any team in South America, not just the big guys? Mexico couldn't beat Argentina in the World Cup. They lost. I mean, they played a good game. Well, not really, but they didn't play a good game. They just parked the bus.
Yeah, they did.
But I feel like if they can beat those teams, then I feel like Mexico has a real chance of being one of the best teams that they had in a while. But like I said, we can go into a whole episode about this Mexico corruption squad and how there's not a lot of Mexicans playing over there in Europe and shit. But that's for another episode, because
there's a lot in Mexico right now. It sucks to see, but it's much more than just football at that point, or at this point right now for Mexico. I think it comes down to the politics, people in charge of
the teams,
the government, the teams, and basically the whole country. Mexico is sadly ran a lot and heavily influenced a lot by cartels and stuff like that. People with power and money. But like you said, that's a whole nother episode. But hopefully Mexico now with the new coach, hopefully that guy can bring something out of Mexico, and we'll see how they do in Copa America next year against tougher opponents, and see what Mexico can do now in the future and stuff. But it's gonna be great. I'm excited for next year for that Copa America to come. You got the Euro that's gonna happen as well. That's gonna be pretty interesting.
For football next year.
Yeah, next year is gonna be a great summer of football again, and I miss that.
This summer too. I know. I mean, nobody really watches Copa Oro until like the final, but Copa Oros this year. I know Nations League is here for the Europe.
Yeah,
for Europe,
you know, just qualifiers still going on this year. But yeah, I'm ready for international football in the summertime, and you know, watching competitions in the summertime. I enjoyed the World Cup, but it didn't have that feeling of a World Cup because it was in December versus the summertime.
when it's like,
You know, when it's supposed to be. Yeah. It always hits different when it's in the summertime. And
yeah, this whole old World Cup is just,
yeah, I mean, I understand because of the country that they played in and stuff,
the weather and all that.
Yeah, but you know, hopefully we can, like I said, get back into doing it in the summertime and not really doing it mid-season, because a lot of teams did get thrown off after the World Cup, and it
affects Madrid. Madrid was one of the biggest ones that
suffered pretty much
from that.
And a lot of teams did. I mean, and it's very harsh on the players too, because it's like at that you're overworking them, you know. And I feel like this season you've seen a lot of injuries for a lot of teams. Yeah, you know, much more than you normally do.
Example,
and that's because
Barca injured a lot. I mean, then again, majority of them weren't in international games; they were more in club. But still, Barca suffer from that because the overload of playing the World Cup, coming back, playing, and all this and that. Because I know Araujo didn't come back until what, late December, or when the league returned, or early January, somewhere around there.
I think it was like early January he came back
because he was injured for what, like a good 2 months.
Yeah. He missed the World Cup and everything.
He even went to the World Cup, but they didn't even want to risk him.
It was like 2-3 months that Araujo was injured. And
so I feel like that, just like you said, it just overloaded.
Even Real Madrid has had their injuries since the World Cup too. I mean, we saw Richarlison as well. He's been getting injured since the World Cup. He hasn't played much. A lot of players, you know, and that's what sucks about having a World Cup mid fucking season. As you know, and we kind of expected this. You know, we expected it for sure before it even happened. We knew that injuries was going to be a main topic this season because of the World Cup. But yeah, can't wait for next summer though. It's gonna be great. Hopefully Colombia can make it far. Hopefully we can attend a game here in Atlanta and do a little vlog or something like that, and you know, kind of put it up for people to see how Atlanta is, because the Mercedes-Benz Stadium is a beautiful stadium. Very beautiful. Atlanta United, home of the Atlanta United. Not the Falcons, because the Falcons suck. So it's Atlanta United's stadium, guys. But yeah, we might do a little vlog or something like that when Copa America is happening here. And I can't wait for the 2026 World Cup, because I'm definitely going to try and go to some games then. I've never seen international teams go up against each other. The only team I've pretty much seen is Atlanta United. That's been the only team I've watched. Yeah, apart from Liverpool, AC Milan in a preseason friendly when they came to North Carolina. Yeah, they came to Charlotte. It was a long time ago, but it
was good memories. We have to go do that again.
It was a good time.
If there's a game like in North Carolina, we should go.
I remember Balotelli was at AC Milan. Coutinho was at Liverpool that time too, and
it's kind of crazy actually, like being there and seeing like Coutinho. Like you only can see him on TV because he plays over there in Europe. And just seeing him in person.
And then Balotelli as well there, and like just seeing them go up against each other, it was crazy. It was my first time too, and what got me was like, damn, how quiet the stadium was during the game. I was like, what the fuck? You know, we European has us beat, and South America has us beat, and pretty much any other country that isn't USA or I think even Canada, like they be bringing the noise and the vibes and everything. But even Atlanta United, they have good supporters and good fans and all that who be going kind of a little bit crazy in the stadium. But you know, we are in America, so you can't get too wild compared to other countries. They'll shut that shit down quick. They don't play over here about that. So, but that was really surprising to me on how quiet it was when we went to go see that Liverpool AC Milan game. But yeah, I think we covered everything this episode. Nice little hour podcast for you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys have any opinions, if you guys agree with us, or you just have anything you want to say, leave it down in the comment section. Let us know what you guys think. Let us know if you guys are enjoying these podcast videos talking about footy. But thank you guys for listening to this, and hope you guys have a good day, have a good life. Be grateful for everything. Anything you want to say before we close out?
Nah, just appreciate the love. Show us more love.
Always.
We're just starting off.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, put your opinions in the comments. Let us know what you think.
Yep. Like, share.
Who your top 5 in the FIFA World Rankings is, your personal 5.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
Or if you have any ideas that you guys want to listen to us cover, talk about, let us know in the comment section.
Yes.
And we'll happily drop a video about whatever it is that you guys want to hear. Might have some reactions videos coming up on some games that
soon.
me and Aaron here missed during the week because of work or something like that. And
but yeah, we'll get some videos out for you. We're gonna do more than just a podcast.
Yeah,
football.
Definitely more than that. Try and live stream some games, try and vlog us going to games and stuff like that. We're just starting off. We have a lot of things and ideas that we can bring to this channel.
Exactly.
Just keep showing the support, keep showing the love like you guys have been doing, and yeah, thank you guys for listening. Until the next episode, man.
Peace.
See ya.